Chris, you weren't too happy with the tackling situation last week, but tonight was a pretty emphatic response to that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, our pressure most of the year's been good. There's been a couple of games where it wasn't, and that's gotten highlighted. But by and large, we're pretty good. But no, our pressure was good tonight. We got 35 forward half turnovers, which is a large number. 20 tackles inside 50. 7 goals, 8 from forward half turnovers. All that was on the back of pressure and good tackling. So, it was a very, very good effort in that regard.
Chris, from a coaching perspective, you must have been really delighted that you sort of found another element to your game style tonight with the handball receives and the overlap run.
Yeah, we've actually been doing that pretty well for a couple of weeks now, but there were times tonight where I thought we went a little bit overboard with it, but it was pretty powerful as well too, and definitely helped us win the game. There were some great chains, so you're right.
Is that the way you want to play all the time, or do you want to try and temper it and play in a couple of different fashions and not be as predictable?
Yeah, we like to mix it up a little bit. I mean, we had 100 and how many uncontested marks we have tonight? A lot. Yeah, I think so. So I thought our mix tonight was pretty good between sort of tempo type of play and then go fast when you get the opportunity, particularly off turnover. I think we scored 11 goals off turnover, something like that, so pretty good.
And Dane Hillcoat was the key to that too.
Yeah, well, he's such a good decision maker when he gets the ball in hand, and he hits his targets mostly. Every now and then he does a clanger, but he's not afraid to pull the trigger, and that helps us move the ball quickly from one end of the ground to the other.
And your forward efficiency was pretty good tonight as well, even considering how off the boil Zach was tonight compared to last week.
Zach, yeah, he could have kicked the first 3 goals of the game, couldn't he? Yeah, he wasn't off the ball, he just didn't kick straight. We got a lot of dangerous players in our forward line. If we can give it reasonably fast supply, then they're always going to cause a few problems to their opponents.
How do you still see Oscar and Darcy together? How do you see them?
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good tonight. Both did some good work. It was just good to have Oscar back out there. Hopefully he pulls up well from the game. That'll be the test to see how he is tomorrow morning. The good thing is we've got an 8-day turnaround to our next game, so that'll be good for him.
How bad is the injury for Answerth?
It's a bad injury. I think he's ruptured his Achilles. So I'm no medical expert, but I think they're usually around about a 9-month sort of recovery from surgery, which is such a pity. He was playing very well. Terrific game, I thought. He's one of the more popular members of our team. He's the ultimate team player, and we're all very, very disappointed for him. He's a really important part of our premiership team last year, and he's just one of those blokes who'll do anything for you. So we'll all be a bit flat about that. We'll have to move on, of course, because that's footy. These things happen. But Noah's just one of those blokes that's a little bit unlucky with injury.
You've had so much experience with these longer-term injuries in recent times. How do you get around a guy like that that's going to miss out on what looks like it'll be a finals campaign now?
We just make sure, we give him a call on the phone, make sure he's back down at the club as quickly as possible doing his rehab. If there's a role that he can do to help out with our VFL team, then we'll find that. There's a range of things he can do, but Noah's a pretty industrious young fella. He'll find ways to use the time he's now got really effectively to come back even better than what he has been in the whole time he's been at the club, really.
Umpire contact was obviously a big thing tonight again in the first quarter, and I mean you were the beneficiaries obviously with the Carlton defender being taken out by the umpire. What do you sort of see can be done in those situations? The play should probably stop, or how do you sort of see it?
Yeah, I actually sort of didn't. I mean, I know it happened.
Yeah.
Should the play stop? Was anyone get injured?
Not injured, but I mean, Lockie Cowan was just taken out of the game by the umpire, and then it looked like it was going to take him up, and the ball just spilt to Rayner, who just dished off the camera. So.
36 players out in the field, 4 umpires. It's difficult for those things not to happen occasionally. It's just a pity. Isn't it funny in footy how suddenly something becomes a topic and then things keep happening to keep it going as a topic? We've got to look after the umpires and protect the umpires, but sometimes accidents happen, which I figured that was an accident tonight. But I think the things that the AFL are talking about that we've now put in place, I think they're good. But I'm a fan of not bouncing the ball. I think that would help some of those collisions that happen at centre bounces. If the ball up is predictable, then it makes it so much easier for the umpire to get out, for players to read the ball. As soon as you bounce it, it could go anywhere. Players are watching the ball. They're not even looking at the umpire because they're under, pretty strict instructions to get that ball out of the centre as often as you can. So I think we need to talk about it a little bit more.
And just heading to the second, well, not the second half season, but the last couple of months, do you feel like you're sort of building some good moments now? Your midfield was fantastic again tonight. Just sort of, top two and sort of feel you're like building into it now?
Yeah, top two, but if you have a look at the ladder below, it's pretty close. No, we don't feel that way. It's one of those seasons where you're just going to have to play well every week. I mean, we've got the Dogs next week up at the Gabba. That's going to be a tough game, a really important game. But we're very much in that 1 week at a time mode because our draw to finish the year is very tough. I don't know whether you've had a look at it or not, but just about every team we play, I think, is in the top 8 in the competition at the moment. So if we finish top 4, we'll definitely earn it.
Game of Josh Dunkley tonight, Chris. 13 tackles, 28 disposals. Robert Wall's medalist for the Water for the first time. Just comment on his game. But you spoke about at the start of the game, like how you have the measure of pressure externally, obviously with the champion data, but then internally with your own system as well.
Yeah, we've got our own system, and Dunks just about every week finishes on top. I think he had 18 tackle attempts tonight, 13 effective. That's an incredible number. I'm so pleased for him that he was able to win that medal. He doesn't get many individual accolades, just Josh Dunkley, because he's a consummate team player. But whoever selected him, that was a great selection, I reckon, because if you add to that, I think he had 27 disposals or something like that, and 18 tackle attempts. That's a massive game, isn't it? And it's great to see him get acknowledged. It's also great that there is a medal now whenever Brisbane and Carlton play, called the Robert Walls Medal. I think it's really fitting for the contribution that he made at both of our clubs. So that'll be one of those medals that I'm sure players will value incredibly as the years go by.
Obviously, it must be really pleasing to see Oscar come back into the side. I guess, can you see him and Darcy coexisting in the same side come September? Obviously, you've got Darcy going there as well as a pinch hit.
I can see it in certain games against certain teams. Maybe not all the time. Sam Day's done a really good job so far, and tonight he missed out because unfortunately his grandfather passed away during the week. He lost his dad about 8 weeks ago, and then lost his grandfather during the week. So we just felt like the right thing for him to do this week would be to miss and go home and be with his family. But he's got an important role to play as well. So we're just going to experiment with that and see where we land. And it might be horses for courses. Yeah, thanks everyone. Cheers.